So nice to be in the food forest again before the sun rises, and there's clouds in the sky, which makes this fantastic. My sausage tree is looking nice. The hedgerow is coming up nicely, and yeah, I saw a nice prickly pear, some new life this morning on the prickly pear. Somebody posted in the comments, it's a shame you have prickly pears, they are invasive. My sunglasses on for the camera because I look here and not at the camera where I should look, because the camera is on the side of the phone and you tend to look at eyes when you look at things. But anyway, yeah, so planting things in a food forest is definitely not going to be all natural and everything only from your country and from your region. Planting things in a food forest will mostly be anything that suits the climate and anything that you can eat. Prickly pears being an invasive species in Namibia, yes, there is some native species with thorns this long that does get invasive, and that is one of the main reasons why we have the pest that we have, because they introduced that into the Karoo earlier, a couple, I don't know, while ago, way before I was born, to get rid of all these prickly pears taking over the world. But the species that we have, the ones that's basically got no thorns or very, very small thorns, those ones are so tasty, and so that anything will eat them, and they do not invade anything. It is still a controversial subject in Namibia whether to plant prickly pears or not. That's why there's people going around having lectures telling people it's safe and what. But there's no, it's the same with hemp and marijuana in Namibia. For the life of you, you cannot farm hemp because they associate it with marijuana, and that destroys the whole industry. That destroys takes a whole very useful plant out of the ecosystem. It's the same thing that's happening with prickly pears. It is such an amazing drought tolerant plant. Produces food for animals, produces food for people, and just because it's got something related to it that has been invasive in some parts of, not even close to this area, southern Africa, has been invasive in southern Africa somewhere. Now it's a very frowned upon thing to plant prickly pears. It's the same thing with Leucaena. Just because Leucaena in our country grows in towns like that, now it's very much frowned upon to plant Leucaena on farms, because they believe it will become invasive. It doesn't. Everything eats it. Believe me, I tried to plant Leucaena. Everything eats it. It's almost impossible to cultivate if you do not protect it very, very, very well, because everything will eat it. And if you can see how the donkeys ate the thorn trees, donkeys will destroy a Leucaena forest. Goats will destroy, anything will destroy a Leucaena forest if it's not well protected. But that takes now, just because it's a problem somewhere, the general rule destroys the whole idea of planting Leucaena and takes it out of the ecosystem completely. This spot here where the thorn trees are lying now next to it, this will be now the third time in 2 years that we are planting Leucaena here. See, this is our last Leucaena trees, cultivated in little drums for a long time, or little buckets for a long time. Planted here, and some little mouse or something just comes and chops it off. And I think, yes, Namibia has got a problem with invasive trees, especially the thorn trees. But I think one shouldn't walk around with blinders on. Just explore a little bit. Very often these bureaucrats and people that makes the laws care more about keeping their jobs than they care about progressing. They will not take any risk whatsoever with their own jobs if it means even if it can have a huge benefit on anything else. You would think that somebody in government would take the benefit of the well-being of the country above anything else, but it's not like that. They take their own jobs and their own families, protecting their own families, which is a natural thing to do, as the first priority. They will kill the country if it means them keeping their job and keeping their salaries. So enough about the rambling. So this is our solution. You can uitgooi. So this is a infusion made with wood vinegar, and our idea is, this smells like old cigarettes. Our idea is that if it's an insect that keeps on eating our trees, then hopefully that will deter it. If it's a mouse or something, is genoeg, Simon? If it's a mouse or something, then hopefully that will keep it away. Vinegar is a natural thing that comes from when you're making charcoal. There's a process where they refine the wood oils, turns it into a little liquid thing. That when we then reduce with water, and tastes and smells like used tobacco products. You can use it as a insect repellent, you can use it as a fertilizer, you can use it for many things, but it's still new in our country, and we enjoy the benefits. We don't use it often. Last year when we had pest, we used it quite a bit. This year we've never used it yet, until now. This is our first time, and we'll see how that does. Things that we did today was we added this hole here, took that soil, made this little berm to increase the catchment of this side pit here. So now if we fill up this hole with fertility, then that one will feed this tree and that tree and that tree. That one in return will then again feed this tree, that tree and the tree behind it. Slowly but surely we are turning the land into a muffin pan, little holes everywhere. So every drop that falls has got a chance to fall into a hole, sink into the soil, not run away, and then be stored underground for the trees to use at a later stage. Quite a bit of time cleaning up the farm and removing concrete, moving it to the part where we want to build our house, to use as a landfill. Any pieces of concrete or things that's not natural completely, we move there. Steel we move to the scrapyard, and then we installed a new tap over here. So this is next to our stables, a little manga there, and a place where we can work with the horses, and then water. It's an awesome feeling when you open a new tap, and the water spreads. That will give me reach for irrigation much closer to the arena, where I can plant forms of shade trees. I want to plant maybe a fruit tree that grows fast, even if it's not the best fruit tree, but something that will carry something that's usable, medicine or food. All in all, the Food Forest is coming along nicely. Remember to subscribe if you want to see our progress, and I hope you had a wonderful day, a blessed Sunday, and a very strong week, and see you tomorrow.